I'm going to tell you something. 6 years ago, I made 3 major decisions in my life in 1 year, in the same year. I'm really not suggesting that you make 3 major decisions in your life, but this is what happened for me, and it changed my world. It changed my life. And I didn't ask other people's opinions, and it has changed my life. The first one being I joined John Maxwell Mentorship and Coaching. That was number 1. And this is how it happened. I asked God, and I didn't even really ask God. I just had a conversation. I said, if they offer a price that I just cannot refuse. At that time, that was my level of awareness of what things cost, and that was based on my decision, and it might be yours. You may not be making decisions because you're counting your pennies and your dimes and your quarters. The economy is hard. Things are hard. I get it. But there might be a decision that you need to make that is going to put you forward into what it is that you really want. And it's going to cost you something. To go further and greater in your life, it costs you. It costs you relationships. It costs you money. It costs you changing your environment. It costs you having to move to another country or province and state. I don't know. But if it's free and it doesn't cost you something, then it's not worth going after. But that was my level of awareness of it. If it goes on sale, if something should happen, God's like, okay, if they make an offer that I can't refuse, that because I know that it's a right decision for me to make, but I'm looking for a way out. If they put an offer that I can't refuse, then I'll sign up for John Maxwell. Well, 2 or 3 days later, one of the person that introduced me to John Maxwell calls me up and says, Grace, you're never going to believe this. I have not seen this in the time that I've been with John Maxwell. They're doing a family and friends offer. This is ridiculous. You have to sign up. What was I going to do? Right? Walk away from what I put out there? You have to put things out there. You have to put things out there. You have to ask, and it shall be given. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will. You know what it is that you want. Throw it out there. Ask the one, the source. So that was the first thing that I changed in my life that year. I didn't ask anybody's opinion. I just did it. The greatest thing in those years. The second thing that I did was I'm a realtor. Been a realtor. At that time, I had been a realtor for 11 years. Love being a realtor, love people, love doing what I was doing. But there was, an option for a change. There was a choice that was given, and it wasn't traditional. It wasn't ordinary. In fact, it was at that time, only 6 years ago, people hadn't even heard of it. It was a new concept, a new model. And, I tossed it around, the idea, to a couple of people. I didn't tell a lot of people because, again, I was understanding that if I wanted to make changes, if I wanted to do something different, I don't need to go around and ask for permission or ask everybody's ideas. But when I did to a couple people who are used to the traditional model, traditional ways of doing things, they're not even real estate, but they're just, tied to, they're like, I don't know, the doubt. I had to shut it off immediately because their opinions were going to change the course, and they really didn't know how to speak into what it was that I was looking for. So I asked some people that actually knew, and I just actually found out more about the company and trusted the person that was introducing it to me, and made the decision. I had an amazing assistant at the time, and we talked about it, and she had already, been a part of a brokerage that was newer at one time. And so she's like, really, what could go wrong? You can always change back. You can always, I was like, you're right. Like, this is a no-brainer. This is going to be absolutely awesome. I made the decision. I jumped in. I never looked back. I would never go back to a traditional brokerage, knowing what I know now, making extra streams of income, money coming into my bank. Oh yeah, multiple streams of income, doing real estate. Didn't have to change my career, just changed brokerages, multiple streams, baby, growing my life. Amazing. Made the decision. Again, didn't go around everywhere looking for answers. I just did it. And number 3, the third and the craziest one that I did in the same year, the economy had changed. And this is where you look for opportunities, right? You look for opportunities of what it is you can do to invest yourself further in your community, getting to know people, right? Making a change for your life. Well, an opportunity was presented to me, and there's a big story behind it, so we'll skip that big story. And it was to run for municipal government, to become a city councilor. Again, I could have gone around asking people if that was a good idea, looking for somebody to tell me to say, no, it's not a good idea, don't do it. But I didn't. I went within myself, right? And I asked God, and God answered me. He said, before I even had this idea, actually it was an idea. That's another story. Like years prior, I said, I think I'm going to run for city council. I was folding my clothes one day in my family room, and I just had this drop of idea, God idea, spirit idea into me. And I was just folding clothes, and I said out loud, and this is really important. This is an important key, guys. When making decisions, is you need to speak it out loud. When something comes into your awareness, when an idea comes into you, it's not from you. You're not that smart. I'm not that smart. When an idea comes and you grab a hold of it, you pay attention to it, and it gets seated in there, you need to speak it out loud. And so I said, I'm like, this idea, I think I'm going to be city councilor in 5 years. Well, it was actually 6 years after I made that statement that someone approached me and said, I'm running for another position. I think you would be really good for this position. Never ran a campaign, never really even knew who my mayor or councilors were before. I just love my community, love people, and knew that I wanted to get involved in a greater way. So I put my name forward, ran for councilor, and won. And now I'm in my second term. And it's been an absolutely amazing experience. Learning how a municipality is built, walking alongside incredible council people, an incredible mayor. I'm really blessed to have a really great group of people, and the staff at our town are absolutely amazing. I never would have had this experience if I hadn't said yes and made a decision what was right for me, what I knew in my heart of hearts, what I needed to do to take the next step forward. So if you're feeling stuck, and you're like, 2024, I'm going to get myself unstuck. I'm going to make some decisions. I'm going to make some changes that are going to move me forward to what it is that I want to do. Maybe it isn't, you don't know what it is that you want to do. We need to discover and help you figure that out. John Twain says, Mark Twain said, there's two greatest days in a person's life. The first being when they are born, and the second when they discover why. And when you want to discover that why of why you want to do what you're doing. People can get so stuck. I remember being in that place of, I was 31 years old. I had 3 kids, didn't have an education past high school. And I was like, what am I going to do with my life now? Seth went into school, and that was my thing. I wasn't going to seek out a career until my last was heading into school. So I was 31 thinking, what am I going to do? And I was so stuck on making a decision, asking everybody, what was it? Guys, this keeps you stuck. Procrastination, the failure to make decisions. And you fail to make decisions because you don't value yourself. You don't value who you are. And this is the greatest detriment. Yesterday, I'm going to finish off with this. Yesterday, I listened to a podcast that really put into alignment of why I do what I do. Who am I doing it for, and why does it matter? My purpose really is to help wake the dead things in a person's life, to help them to align with that purpose, to get them really intentional, and for making decisions to really pursue what they know that they're to pursue, and living a life that is thriving and fulfilling and living in that place that they were predestined. That's what I do. So I have so many tools, NLP tools that'll fast track you from getting unstuck and shifting your beliefs and state. Then we have, communication programs that I can take you through to help you communicate with other people and express how it is that you want to communicate, and learn how to communicate with people that are different from you. I don't waste time making decisions. I listen, I listen because I know when I hear that I respond and I'm obedient to it. And whether it's a good decision or wrong decision, God makes everything work for good. So I'm not worried about it at all. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm living for. And so I make my decisions based upon grace. Will this move you closer to what it is that you know that you want in your life, that you want to fulfill in your life? And it's about waking dead things up and making them alive in people's life. I hope that you're faced with having to make a new decision, wanting to make a new decision, getting excited about making a decision that is going to help you be more intentional, get more motivated, and put you in a drive forward to get yourself unstuck, to really pursue and do the things that you love to do, that you really want to do, that gets you excited about getting up every single day. I'll see you again tomorrow.